What's up, guys? Yeah, this is take two on this video. Yesterday, I don't know what's going on with the internet here upstairs, but I had, I don't know, 300 up and 300 down, so everything should have been good. Only half the video rendered. I noticed that in editing, so this is take two on it. Also, I would like to know 70% of people don't watch these videos or not subscribe to the channel. I don't know what you're waiting on. Also, a couple things. We have a tractor on the back end of that property over there. I know you can't see it. I'm pointing to it. Cutting hay down for the horses and the donkey. Also, you might hear that donkey. I just want to apologize. Also, the birds are out. I want to apologize for all the background noise you might hear. I'm really sorry. I'm kidding. If you have a problem with background noise, you can feel free to go somewhere else. So we're in Clermont, Ohio with former Deputy Brigham Jones. Brigham. Seems like the family had high hopes for Brigham. If you know, you know. And we're going to go see what this former deputy has been up to.
Right now, more breaking news. A former Clermont County deputy finding himself on the other side of the law.
49-year-old Brigham Jones facing 37 charges, including rape of a child. WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson, live for us in Batavia tonight with the disturbing details. Hi, Karen.
37 charges. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, Sheree, this right here, it was a secret indictment. It was just unsealed today. There are 2 alleged victims and 37 charges. Tonight, Brigham Jones is back in a place he's familiar with, the Clermont County Jail. He started working here as a corrections officer in 2012 and was reassigned as a sheriff's deputy 2 years later and assigned to road patrol. The sheriff's office tells me Jones was fired in May of 2020. The reason, conduct unbecoming of an employee. Jones is charged with multiple counts of rape, gross sexual imposition, and sexual battery, as well as felonious assault and disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. Records show at least 2 victims, one a child under the age of 13.
I think this child was, I think she was like 10 or 11 at the time. Let that sink in. This degenerate.
Investigators say Jones committed the crime starting in 2008 through the time he was employed as a
2008. 2008. We're in 2025.
sheriff's deputy up until this year. Jones was arraigned here in Clermont County this morning. His bond has been set at $1 million. Reporting live in Batavia tonight, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
All right. Then we have this, and it was former Clermont County deputy convicted of, now you know how YouTube is, I'll point the words out, I'm not going to say it, child in 2013. Waste of air. Batavia, Ohio, a former Clermont County deputy was found guilty of a child 12 years ago. Brigham Jones was convicted of 33 counts Thursday. He had 37. He's 33. Apparently he's pled to some shit. The child came forward with accusations against Jones in 2013, but the prosecutor at the time did not file charges. They didn't file charges. Why? You don't believe children when they tell you what's happened to them? The victim came forward again in 2024 as an adult. This time charges of were filed. Jones was a deputy from 2013 to 2020 when he was fired following a different case. They said he was fired for conduct unbecoming, and they wouldn't say what that was. You almost had to tie it back to this, however. Earlier in 2025, Jones pled guilty to sexual imposition in that case. So all the felonies he had was pled down to 1 misdemeanor. That's where all the other charges went. Jones could get life in prison without parole when he's sentenced on July 17th. July 17th. Yes, we will keep up with that degenerate. Former Clermont County Sheriff's deputy found guilty of, yes, a former Clermont County Sheriff's deputy faces life in prison without the possibility of parole after a jury found him guilty of multiple felonies, including under 13. Clermont County prosecutor Mark Alphabet said he intends to seek the maximum sentence possible for 50-year-old Brigham Jones. The trial, which began on June 9th, lasted 4 days. Jones was indicted on July 25th, 2024 on 33 different charges, including gross sexual imposition, and battery. On Friday, a Clermont County jury found him guilty on all 33 charges, according to Alphabet. The case was investigated initially back in 2013, but prosecution was declined then. The Clermont County Sheriff's Office reopened the case in 2024 after the victim, now an adult, came forward a second time, Alphabet said. So, they didn't believe the child when the child told them what happened. Now that the child is an adult, maybe the child needs to go back and this person needs to go back and sue everyone involved. Jones worked as a sheriff's deputy for the Clermont County Sheriff's Office from 2013 to 2020. He was terminated after an internal investigation was launched over a different victim. Jones ultimately pled guilty earlier this year to a charge of sexual imposition in that case. According to a Facebook post announcing Jones's employment with the sheriff's office, he previously worked in the Clermont County Jail as a corrections officer. Of course, Jones is currently scheduled to be sentenced on July 17th at 1 p.m., and we will be watching for that and see what becomes of that one. Sexual assault victim says plea deal offered to former deputy is a slap in the face.
WLWT tonight, a woman sexually assaulted by a former Clermont County deputy says she's outraged by the outcome of his criminal case.
Brigham Jones accepted a plea deal, one the victim says is a slap in the face to all women who have been sexually assaulted. WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson is live in Batavia with her story. Karen.
Well, Chris, there is a lot to unpack here, but I want to start by explaining the backstory. This past summer, the former Clermont County Sheriff's Deputy Brigham Jones was indicted on 37 sex-related charges. 34 were related to a juvenile victim and 3 to a woman, an adult victim. 3 felonies for that adult victim, and just this past week, Jones took a plea deal. We are only identifying the woman as Amber.
He's disgusting. I get disgusted and sick to my stomach.
Amber says she can't stand to have to look at former Clermont County Deputy Brigham Jones. She first met him in 2020 when, on the clock, he came to a home where she was babysitting.
He said he was trying to solve the case, and I said, okay, what can I do for you?
Amber says Jones sexually assaulted her. She reported him. He lost his job for conduct unbecoming of an employee, but was never charged at that time.
I let it go after about a year, just kind of healed.
Fast forward to last summer, a second victim came forward and said Jones raped her when she was a child. Jones was indicted on 37 charges, including ones related to what happened to Amber.
And then...
Now, what would have happened had she not come forward again? I'm just throwing that out there. I don't understand how it is when a child comes to law enforcement does not believe them.
And obviously with them coming back almost 5 years later, the trauma that I'm reliving is awful.
Amber says she was ready to testify at trial.
It started with 3 felonies.
Then last week, Jones was offered a plea deal and pleaded to sexual imposition, a single misdemeanor.
Of course, I'm completely confused why they are trying to keep all these fucking degenerates out of prison.
Court filings show he's facing 60 days in the county jail.
60 days. He's facing 60 days. He will never serve 60 days in the county jail. I'm just saying.
I wanted to put my fist through a wall.
Amber says she spoke up in court and opposed the deal.
I said I wanted this to go as far as they could take it regarding the charges. I said I'm more than willing to go on the stand, do whatever I need to do.
But her words didn't carry any weight.
They just said because I'm mentally spiraling and they cannot prove that I have PTSD specifically from him, that they can't do any felony charges.
They can't prove she has PTSD specifically from him, yet they can go on a traffic call, and if the big fat ones have to chase you more than, 17 feet, they can claim PTSD, and you, the taxpayers, will pay them for the rest of their life not to work.
Charges. They don't want me on the stand. It's definitely a slap in the face.
And now, just to be clear, the case against Jones involving the juvenile victim is still pending in court. There's actually a hearing on that case coming up next week. I did reach out to the Clermont County Prosecutor's Office today for comment, but so far I have not yet heard back. Reporting live tonight in Clermont County, Karen Johnson, WLW.
Thank you, Karen. former Clermont County deputy convicted of facing life without parole. Only one cure for them people, and I'm not going to say that out loud because YouTube will take this video down. Former Clermont County Sheriff's deputy has been convicted of numerous sex crimes, including under 13, as reported by the news. Brigham Jones, the accused, could face life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. A sentencing is scheduled for July 17th. The conviction comes after the victim, initially coming forward in 2013, bravely reapproached authorities as an adult in 2024, resulting in the filing of charges, including Jones, who was a deputy from 2013 to 2020, was terminated following an internal investigation relating to a separate case in which he pled guilty to sexual imposition earlier in 2025, which is the one from earlier that we know about. All the felonies reduced to misdemeanor. According to the news, a jury found Jones guilty of 33 counts on Thursday after a 4-day trial. Clermont County Prosecutor Mark Alphabet expressed his satisfaction with the verdict. This verdict represents a long-awaited measure of justice, Alphabet stated, highlighting the resilience of the victim and the diligent efforts of the investigation and prosecution teams. No, diligent nothing. He should have been in prison a long time ago. They wouldn't even listen to her. The case, which had been dormant after the 2013 accusation, was revived thanks to the victim's renewed push for justice and the work of the Clermont County Sheriff's investigative unit under Sheriff Stratton's leadership. Please stop. No. She kept pushing and pushing, and they had to reopen it. According to reports by the news, prosecutor Alphabet aims to seek the maximum possible sentence for the 50-year-old ex-deputy. Jones was previously employed at the Clermont County Jail as a corrections officer before his tenure as a sheriff's deputy. Yes, so only one cure for that, and I'm pretty sure if people are Second Amendment advocates, they know what that is. Anyway, let's go see what their Facebook says. Here they are. If you want to, reach out, maybe, I don't know, drop them an email. So let's see. Because usually people will go right to their Facebook and leave some comments. Here's the detective attending a senior services center expo. Here's a comment. Oh, no visible comments. Shocker. There's another one. Sworn Jace Cantor as the newest road patrol deputy. Here's 55 comments. Let's see what these comments are. 55 of them. Congratulations. Yay, Jace. Oh, no. Let's go see all the comments. Oh, look. They took them down. You know what they were saying. You know what they were saying. Here's a torch run. A comment. We're not going to click on that because if you hover right here, no visible comments. Here's some corrections officers, 27 comments. Surely there's a comment under this one. Tiffany, yay. Let's go see all the comments. They took them down. They took all those comments down. Of course they did. 2 comments, no visible comments. 10 shares, no comments. Yeah, they took all of them down. All of them down. 31 comments. Signal 9. Now I'm not sure what that means. I'm not going to click on it. But yeah. 48th Annual Memorial Day Parade. There's some shares, no comments. Oh, Honor, Duty, Courage. Back to Blue Memorial Ceremony, May 17th, 2025. No visible comments, but it says there's 2 sitting right there. Yeah. Remembering and honoring our fallen heroes. Peace Officers Memorial Day, May 15th. 3 comments. Oh, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Where's the 3rd comment at? Yeah, took it down. Took it down. Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? They have nothing to gain by leaving comments up there that they don't like. Oh no, officer down. Another one. National Night Out. Do not do that. Look, looks like he's about 12. So yeah. Easter egg hunt. I'm going to go hunting Easter eggs with them. Easter. Go drop your unused medications off. But yeah. So Yes. Shelter. American Red Cross shelter is open to the public. Yes. So, anyway. Yeah. Closed all the comments down. You can't tell them what you think about it. Anyway, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 70% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.